Welcome back to You'll Go Wild. In this episode we build the fencing around the veggie patch. I get to drive the tractor and we both realise that farming isn't always fun. Sometimes there are some terrible lows. So we're putting in fencing to go right around the veggie patch, and that is so that we can keep the deer and the roos out and stop eating the food. And then I can take the enclosures off, well, some of them anyway. So we've put the side posts in, the corner posts. A great friend came in and put them in. He's got a hydraulic jack that pushes them in. And our beautiful neighbour next door dug the holes for us. He's got a auger on his track. We don't have one of those yet. I'm sure Andy will want one. So he's dug the holes, and so we've put one pole in already, but it's really wet and muddy. You don't notice it so much until you come around this side and you see this side of the garden. It's all flooded, and this has receded quite a lot compared to what it was. Amazingly, the pumpkin is really loving it. I thought they would rot the fruit, and I really want to get them off the ground a bit, so I might have to find something to put underneath them to stop them from rotting. Oh, this is full up with water, so we'll have to knock the soil back a bit, take out any residue dirt that's in there, and try and see if we can get some of the water out before we put that pole in. Whilst we wait for Andy to bring round the tractor, let's check out how the veggie patch is going. If you can remember, in previous episodes we had problems with snails and caterpillars. Well, this is the fine netting put into place. I've used PVC water pipes. They come in a long roll and are reasonably cheap and easy to use. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a piece of dowel or lightweight wood long enough at a reasonable price. It was actually cheaper, weirdly, to buy garden canes and cable tie them together. Not an ideal, but they will do for now until I come up with a better option. To keep the netting into place and stop it flying off, I've used some old conduit pipe that has been kicking around in the shed from our previous house. So I've wrapped the netting around the pole, and hopefully the weight of the pipe will hold the netting down and stop it blowing off. It's only a temporary until I can come up with a better plan. I was thinking of building a frame that I can lift up and down, but I'm not sure it will work on these beds because I have two butted up together and they are not quite level, and a frame this size will be heavy, causing the metal to flex every time I open the beds. I purchased the netting from Temu. It is supposed to be fine netting to stop any bugs getting in, and it is fine and very lightweight, but it's not great. Yeah, I know, it comes from Temu. You can get what you paid for. I couldn't justify paying for the other products and thought I would give it a go. Unfortunately, the netting is extremely thin, and the lightest of touch will cause the strands to start moving and separating. I am barely touching the material. It goes all the way along where the wind is shifting it, and it rubs against the poles or even the plants. We've had a few birds interested in the plants, landed on the net and caused lots of holes. This net has only been up less than a week, so it's not going great. I am not sure it will make the season, but never mind. Like I said, it was cheap. But unfortunately it is letting in all the bugs, so I am going to have to change it later. On the plus side, we are growing some great produce now. These eggplants or aubergines, depending on where you come from, are doing great. And so are the capsicum. And we are going to have a nice harvest of beans too. And the beetroot is looking nice and big and ready to pull. Lucky for Andy, the kale has picked up and doing great along with the cauliflower and broccoli. So considering we haven't spent a lot of time on the veggie patch, it is doing well. You've been watching too much Jeremy Clarkson, haven't you? What? You've got your coffee cup on the top of your kettle.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Brand new, is it? main difference is this, from a driving perspective. So you need to choose, but you can't change this when you're going along.
Okay.
So you need to choose whether you're in low range, creeper, gear, good for you, medium, or high. You know.
Yeah.
So you'll find that even medium, let's see if you can put it in medium, isn't that fast. Alright? Make sense?
Yeah.
So you set that before you go. So if you want to go real slow, so it's like a normal, it works the same way as a normal gearbox, but it's not the same pattern.
Right.
So you can change that when you're driving along, using the clutch like you would in a car.
That's the clutch?
Yep, like exactly like a car.
That one? Yeah.
The other difference is there's no handbrake, so the brake's currently on. It's a bit like the mower.
Yeah.
So if you push down on the brake, see that pedal clipped off?
Yeah.
Now the brake's on. Put your foot back on it, and put your other foot on that, and lift that one up. Now the brake's on. So if you put your foot on the clutch, in first gear, you have to go right to the floor. You put it in first gear, let the brake off, that's it. Now let your clutch off and you'll go forward. Oh, sorry, I forgot one vital control which always catches me out. Put your foot on the clutch. You got forward and reverse. That's it, so you're going to go forward now. Now it's going to drive like a car. That's it, foot right off the clutch. That's it. That's as fast as you're going to go in first gear. It's going to be quick if you want to change gear. I'm walking at yours. Yeah, she's to your left. Let go. So if you want to go in reverse, you've got to pull the, I think it's called throttle shift. You pull it into neutral and then back into reverse. Yeah, just pull it. Now everything works, all the gears work the same way but in reverse. If you pull the lever back, the bucket will go up. It'll go up with more power and quicker if you give it more reps. Now if you go left and right, that does that. And if you pull the button in, which is on the other side, so grip like a pistol grip, now go left, yeah, pull it in, hold it in, and now go left or right, you'll see the claws open. That'll do. Brake on. You can leave that in gear. Brake on. So, you can leave that in. Yeah, we're just going to throw the stuff in there.
Okay, so you don't want it off then?
It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is easy to use actually.
It makes it easy if you're doing lots backs and forwards. You haven't got to keep. You just forward and reverse rather than doing lots of shuffling the gears.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually quite simple actually. It's getting your head round which way you're tilting your bucket.
Yeah, I still don't. I remember it when I first use it, and then I'll be okay until I finish using it, and then next time I use it, I've forgotten again. I'm pretty sure. And that's why when you say to myself, I'm going to push it in the low gear, you've got to put it in neutral, put it in the low ratio, put it back into gear, put it into forward. Because driving around here in low ratio takes you just pick of the wall.
Yeah, it is actually. Even medium is slow.
Well, we should move these.
Yeah, I don't know where you want to put. What are you going to do with them?
Well, Mark, they're not treated, you can burn them. Mark burns his as firewood, he reckons they burn forever. But either way, we don't want them there, do we?
No, because I want to put my veggie, put my veggie boxes there. That post is just in the right spot, 'cause it's just after my boxes. We planned that right.
Yeah, we did. I did think about that. We did.
Oh, because you said I couldn't put any more in because the boxes would be in the way.
I should have kept a pole for the middle, but we couldn't quite get to the middle anyway, so I'll just have to put a tall star post or something, which would be better because you can walk around it.
Yeah.
But we're going to have a door at least at that end, and we want. What I was thinking was when I measured it out when you started doing the boxes, you really want the door to be in front of one of the walkways. So that if you come in with a barrow, you can actually come in with a barrow.
Yeah.
If it was in front of that, you'd be trying to get around it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be. You will. So I reckon that's gone all right.
But all farming is great fun. Sometimes it's hard and heartbreaking. So, at 5 o'clock this morning, this little lamb was born. Unfortunately, where we are at the moment, it is only 4 degrees. So we've had to intervene because it wouldn't stand, it wouldn't bleat, and Mum had sort of walked away from him. So we've brought him in to warm up. I'm not sure if this is a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing for the lamb. It's more of, is it a good thing for us being emotionally attached? Because now we're hand raising this little lamb. We're hoping he will go back tomorrow morning with his mum. And we're hoping that she will take to him, even though he's been removed from her. We can't hear her crying out for him, which is a bit of a worry, really, because normally they cry out once they've been removed. Maybe she knows he's in a safe place, I don't know, and she's not worried. But we're hoping that he'll be able to go back to her tomorrow morning. Before he wouldn't even move. He was just so cold he couldn't even do anything. So now we've given him a little bit of milk, but we only have cow's milk. And he's starting to make some attempt at trying to stand, which is fantastic. I'm not sure if you can see the lamb's neck. It's very swollen. Sadly, this is due to an enlarged goiter, which is a thyroid issue and could be caused by not enough iodine in the diet. We've had torrential rain over the last month or so, and this could be a factor. But we think this is why the ewe rejected the lamb, as she knew he was sick. He's warming nicely by the fire and seems to be getting his sea legs, which is a real positive sign, but he is not really drinking as well as he should. I'm hoping I could encourage the ewe to bond with her lamb in the morning, but the sheep are not the easiest of animals to round up. I snuggled him up in a blanket and tried bottle feeding him every few hours throughout the night. So much for not bonding. The next morning I made him a little jacket so he could keep warm outside. He didn't seem bothered and looked rather cute. However, the ewe wouldn't have a bar of him, and despite leaving him to call for her, she still wasn't interested. So we had no alternative but to remove the jacket and had to round the sheep up. We forced the lamb onto the ewe's udder so he could get some colostrum, and rubbed him all around her fleece so he would smell of her. It seemed to work, and they started to bond, which was a great relief and wonderful to watch. Farming can be so wonderful at times. Though tonight is not as cold as it was. Not as cold as yesterday, so fingers crossed they're okay. Unfortunately, the next morning we noticed the ewe had broken free from her enclosure and the lamb was left dead in the shed. We're not sure if she killed him or he just died because he was just really sick. Sadly, farming can be sad and cruel. It was our first death on the farm, so it affected us deeply. However, unfortunately, I am sure it won't be the last. But that is the downside of owning and breeding animals. It is just a reality that we have to get used to. Until next time.